They decide before you finish the first sentence, not consciously, not with words, but with a quiet internal verdict you never hear. By the time you speak, the room has already placed you somewhere on the hierarchy, lower than you think. This is why pushing harder never works. This is why explaining yourself feels useless. You're reacting to a judgment that already happened while you were still standing there, breathing, unaware. Power does not begin when you talk. It begins when they look at you and feel something they cannot name. Most men never understand this, so they keep trying to win respect with effort, logic, volume, or sincerity. All of those only confirm the suspicion that you are not to be taken seriously. The uncomfortable truth is that seriousness is not granted for what you say, but for what you make others assume without saying anything at all. The human brain is ruthless and efficient. It sorts labels and discards faster than you can imagine. When someone meets you, they are not listening for meaning. They are scanning for signals. Signals of certainty, of constraint, of boundaries that already exist. If those signals are weak or scattered, the conclusion is immediate. You are safe to interrupt. You are safe to test. You are safe to ignore. And once that conclusion forms, it becomes a lens. Everything you say afterward is filtered through it. This is why some men can say very little and still dominate a room, while others can speak perfectly and leave no mark. The difference is not confidence as it's commonly understood. It's not charisma, not volume, not posture tricks copied from a video. It's something colder and more precise. It's the absence of need, the absence of urgency, the absence of any signal that says you require approval, understanding, or validation to proceed. People don't respect what needs them. They respect what can move forward without them. Watch how quickly people lean back when they sense that you are waiting to be liked, waiting to be agreed with, waiting to be acknowledged. That waiting leaks through micro-pauses, through tone, through the way you frame your words. And the moment it's detected, the game is over. Because now you are negotiating from below, whether you realize it or not. They may remain polite, they may even nod, but internally, you've been reduced to noise. What makes this hard to see is that no one tells you when it happens. There is no warning, no rejection letter, just subtle shifts, shorter replies, less eye contact, a slight smile that doesn't reach the eyes. You feel it, but you can't prove it. So you try harder, you clarify, you add context, you explain your intentions, and with every extra word, you confirm the original judgment. You are trying to be taken seriously instead of being unavoidable. This is not about acting superior. That too is transparent. It's about understanding that seriousness is a byproduct of internal alignment, not performance. When your words me, you think respect is given after people understand you. That belief alone keeps you invisible. In reality, understanding comes later, if it comes at all. First comes classification. In seconds, sometimes less, the mind of the other person places you into a box. Useful, harmless, background noise, or threat. And once that box is chosen, everything you say afterward is filtered through it. This is why effort backfires. When you try to prove your value, you confirm that it is not obvious. The more you explain, the more you negotiate your position downward. Serious people don't persuade, they assume. Their tone doesn't ask to be accepted, it expects alignment. Most men leak status through urgency. They rush their words, they rush their reactions. They rush to respond, to clarify, to fix the moment. That rush signals anxiety. Anxiety signals low leverage. Low leverage invites dismissal, even if your ideas are correct. Notice something uncomfortable. People don't listen to accuracy. They listen to certainty. A wrong statement delivered calmly carries more weight than a correct one delivered nervously. This isn't fair, but fairness has nothing to do with hierarchy. Power is not moral. It is perceptual. Another mistake happens before you even speak. Your posture, your stillness, your eye behavior already told a story. If your body looks adjustable, people treat your words the same way. If you appear internally busy, externally reactive, you are read as manageable. And manageable men are not taken seriously. They are used, tolerated, or ignored. Silence plays a larger role than speech. Men who fill gaps weaken themselves. Silence forces the other person to lean forward mentally. It creates asymmetry. Whoever is comfortable with silence controls the pace. Pace is power. Always has been. Here is what most men miss. Respect is not earned through contribution. It is granted to those who look like they could walk away without loss. Detachment is read as abundance. Abundance is read as value. Value demands attention. Once someone senses you need the interaction more than they do, the frame is gone. You can still talk, you can still perform, but you will not be taken seriously. You are now entertainment, not authority. And the most dangerous part is this. You often don't notice the moment it happens. It feels normal, polite, casual. But from that point forward, you are speaking from underneath the conversation, not within it. That position is hard to escape once set. Something else happens beneath the surface and most men never notice it. People don't listen to your words first. They listen to the frame you bring into the room. The frame is silent. It's built from posture, timing, restraint, and the absence of need. If the frame is weak, even brilliant words collapse inside it. This is why arguments don't work. This is why explaining yourself never changes minds. The moment you try to convince, you've already admitted you're beneath the other person's judgment. Power never asks for permission to be believed. It assumes belief, then lets others adjust. Notice how fast people categorize you. Within seconds, they decide whether you are someone who reacts or someone who chooses, someone who adapts or someone who sets conditions. Once that decision is made, every action you take is filtered through it. A joke sounds childish. A boundary sounds insecure. A calm statement sounds defensive. Not because of what you said, but because of who they decided you are. This is why consistency matters more than intensity. Emotional spikes read as instability. Overenthusiasm reads as hunger. Silence, when used correctly, reads as certainty. A man who is comfortable not filling space forces others to fill it for him, and in doing so, they reveal their position. There is also the issue of pace. Men who aren't taken seriously move at the speed of other people's expectations. They reply quickly, they agree quickly, they adjust quickly. Speed, when unchosen, signals compliance. Slowness, when controlled, signals authority. A brief pause before speaking recalibrates the room. It tells others you are not being pulled, you are deciding. Another invisible leak is emotional transparency. If your face broadcasts every reaction, you surrender leverage. This doesn't mean becoming cold or distant. It means regulating expression. Power is not the absence of emotion. It is the ability to delay it. The man who can wait controls the direction. Most men think respect is granted by achievement. In reality, respect is granted by predictability of behavior under pressure. When others know you won't overreact, won't chase, won't explain, won't bend unnecessarily, they adjust instinctively. Humans are wired to orbit stability. This is why trying harder makes things worse. Effort without authority feels like struggle, and struggle invites testing. The more you push, the more resistance you create. Authority works in reverse. It pulls without force. By now you should see the pattern. Being ignored isn't random. Being overlooked isn't bad luck. It's the result of small signals repeated daily, each one telling the world you're available for interpretation. And once people believe they can interpret you, they stop listening. There is a moment when people decide whether you are solid or disposable, and it has nothing to do with talent. It happens when pressure enters the room. Most men collapse right there, not visibly, but internally. Their voice shifts, their pace changes, their need to be understood leaks out, and the other side feels it instantly. You can say the right words and still lose authority if your nervous system is asking for permission. Power is not transmitted through logic. It's transmitted through emotional certainty. When your body reacts before your mind finishes the sentence, the hierarchy is already set. This is why some men are ignored even when they are correct. They over-signal importance. They lean forward. They fill silence. They rush to clarify. Each of these movements communicates the same thing: uncertainty. And uncertainty lowers value faster than incompetence ever could. Watch what happens when someone with real leverage speaks. They don't protect their ideas. They let them stand exposed. If they're misunderstood, they don't panic. If they're challenged, they don't defend. They allow friction without flinching. That stillness is read as dominance, even when nothing dominant is said. Most men sabotage themselves by trying to control perception. They want to be liked, respected, approved of, all at once. That internal conflict bleeds into their behavior. They hesitate. They soften statements that should land clean. They add explanations that dilute authority. Respect is not negotiated. It's assumed. The moment you try to earn it, you signal that you don't already have it. And once that signal is sent, people treat you accordingly, without realizing why. Another detail most men miss is emotional symmetry. When you mirror other people's intensity, you give them the lead. When someone raises their energy and you stay level, you take it. The calm man becomes the reference point. Everyone else adjusts around him. This isn't about being cold, it's about being regulated. Your reaction should feel chosen, not triggered. The man who reacts least controls the frame. Always. By now, you should see the pattern. Being taken seriously has nothing to do with visibility. It's about how much pressure you can absorb without changing shape. People test that instinctively. They don't announce it. They just watch. And if you bend even slightly, they move on. By this point, most people think the problem is external. They believe respect is blocked by bad luck, by the wrong audience, by timing. That belief protects the ego, but it keeps the pattern alive. Because the truth is quieter and more uncomfortable. People don't decide your value based on what you say. They decide it based on how much tension you can hold without trying to escape it. Watch how most men speak when silence appears. They rush to fill it. They explain. They justify. They soften their own point before anyone challenges it. That single reflex communicates everything. It says, this man cannot sit inside uncertainty. And if he cannot sit inside uncertainty, he cannot lead outcomes. Power comes from containment. From the ability to let a moment breathe while others feel exposed by it. When you don't rush, when you don't overcorrect, when you don't chase agreement, the dynamic shifts. People lean in, not because you demanded attention, but because you didn't need it. Another invisible leak is emotional signaling, micro-reactions, a fast smile, a nod that comes too early, a tone that seeks permission. None of these are dramatic on their own, but together they form a pattern. And humans are pattern recognition machines. They don't analyze you consciously, they sense you. This is why some men can say very little and still command the room, while others talk endlessly and disappear. It's not charisma, it's coherence. The alignment between posture, timing, tone, and restraint. When those elements move together, the mind of the observer relaxes into acceptance. Resistance drops. Respect forms without discussion. And here's the part most people never want to hear. Trying to be taken seriously is the fastest way to guarantee that you won't be. Seriousness is not requested. It's inferred. The moment you perform for it, you signal absence of it. The shift happens when you stop needing the interaction to go well. When you stop measuring yourself through reaction. When you let approval be optional. That internal recalibration changes how you speak, how you pause, how you move, and people feel it immediately, even if they can't explain why. By now, you should be noticing something unsettling. Nothing here requires dominance. Nothing requires aggression. Nothing requires confidence theater. It requires subtraction, less urgency, less explanation, less emotional noise. What remains carries weight, and weight changes how people treat you, long before they realize they've made a decision. Nothing changes overnight, and that is exactly why most men stay where they are. They wait for permission. They wait for clarity. They wait until they feel confident enough to move. And while they wait, others decide who they are for them. Status is not announced. It is assumed through repetition, through consistency, through how often your behavior aligns with your words without noise or explanation. People don't take you seriously when your presence resets every time you enter a room. When nothing accumulates. When there is no pattern they can rely on. Respect grows when others know exactly what version of you they're going to get and realize it does not bend. That reliability creates gravity. Gravity creates silence. Silence creates authority. This is why trying harder rarely works. Trying signals instability. Control signals inevitability. When you stop reacting, stop overcorrecting, stop chasing impressions, something uncomfortable happens. People feel exposed. They can no longer place you easily. And what they can't place, they begin to respect cautiously. This is where leverage forms, not from force, from predictability paired with restraint, from saying less and meaning it more, from choosing when not to engage. When you do this long enough, the dynamic flips without confrontation. Conversations change tone, interruptions disappear, testing fades. Not because you demanded respect, but because your behavior trained others how to treat you. That is the part most men never understand. Respect is conditioned, not requested. And once the conditioning is set, it compounds quietly. If this perspective shifted something, don't let it pass unnoticed. Stay with this frame. Apply it deliberately. And continue forward with intention, because the moment you start moving differently, everything around you adjusts whether you announce it or not.